A Saga of the Bois Brule by Darcy John Bouchard. Copyright symbol 2023. A people without a history are like the wind blowing in the buffalo grass. This is not a tale expounding either the Solutrean Hypothesis nor the peopling of the continent via the Bering Strait land bridge, neither does the writer speak in depth on the subject of the pre-colonial East Coast. Rather, the focus of this story centers around the emergence of a plains-based buffalo hunting society and of les gens libres, hunters and trappers, which first peopled the islands of trees in the sea of grass that is the Great Interior Prairies. The true story of our indigenous struggle with the foreign occupying powers has never been honestly told, nor has our struggle against it ever truly ended, such as with the destruction of Huronia. Our history, though, pivots on the perpetual trading and territorial rights as conveyed by the King of England to a company of adventurers of England trading into Hudson's Bay, and the transfer of that business to the mercantile commercial concerns funding the Scottish and Canadian freemasons, which purchased all the land and its indigenous peoples, as true and absolute lords and proprietors concerning a grant of land within the territories of the Hudson's Bay Company. As with American Destiny Manifest, Ottawa's view has always been that native rights are not their problem. The Dominion, maliciously ignoring the rights of the Aboriginal, had a high-handed way of answering peaceable complaints by dispatching and reinforcing their invasive mounted mercenary police force to subjugate once free peoples, with their avowed purpose being to confirm government spoliation and usurpation of the rights and liberties of all classes of men, except for the plenary power of our resident oppressors, for example the HBC, international banking interests, land speculators and colonizers. Thus sold the First Nations their birthrights for a few tawdry gifts and laudatory promises, according to the letter of the law, none of which were writ upon the whites' hearts by the spirit of the law, naught but blood-stained lies scribbled on bits of fiat paper, like airy worthless scrap of script, viz. derisory payments given the Mikutatis as compensation for their loss of freedom on our stolen lands. Read how of oldie, war chiefs and renowned warriors hadst been keepers of the sacred peace pipe and symbolic war club. The story of our Canadian West is a tale of the gun and the horse which culminated in the Cree-Blackfoot War of 1870, yet, the battles our people have been taxed to participate in since Ligue Nationale dans la territoire du Nord-Ouest, indéterminé, are being fought against the dark shadows of secretive lobbyists for globalist financial concerns controlling our House of Commons, our Senate, and the King, using black and red ink and paper, instead of powder and ball. But the tragic results remain the same for us poor folk, we whom are the taproot of Canadian identity, as if we were a plant and our greatest people its flowering fruits. Despite a company ban to the contrary, liaisons developed with the Home Guard Indian women drawn into the social orbit of the trading post. Most were not casual relationships, but marriages according to the common law custom of the country, if viewed from the European perspective. These people became known as the people of the house, and we are their children, the Plains Métis. Thus, the natural persons of Les Familles Canada are Aboriginal and, in part, Eurocentric, and within the heart of every true-born Canadian is the mixed blood of the white sons of Europe and the Ionicha, our copper mothers. Many of you whom know naught of your birthright were robbed of your heritage, and your culture. We may not be welcome dancers at powwows, nor are our voices heard on the hill in Ottawa, and Riel is proof of this, eh? It is we whom our ancestors determined be the genealogical tree we are, and no grafted fruit can taste as sweet.